All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. Welcome to our Workday HCM Mastery Demo from ZaranTech. Okay, so before we get started, a quick introduction about myself. Okay, this course is primarily about Workday HCM. Um, let's see what all this course includes and how it's going to help you. Okay. So, guys, all of you would have done your research around the growing demand in the HR technology, which is why you probably have joined this webinar. So, you're already aware that most of the organizations are looking for a transformation in the HR space, in the HR technology space. Most of the organizations across the world are looking for transformation, and they're known as a digital transformation, basically where companies are moving from legacy systems to modern day HR systems like Workday. Right, so that's where the HR technology demands are, and that's where the opportunities are there in Workday. Yeah. So because of the growing demand and growing interest in HR technology, there's a huge scope in terms of career opportunities in this space, right? So there are a lot of opportunities in terms of more and more jobs. There's an excellent career trajectory. There's a lot of opportunities to grow. There's a global demand. Workday being a global company, and most of the organizations across the world are moving to Workday. There are global opportunities across the world. You take any country, there will be opportunities in Workday. So there's a huge demand. Okay. The, there are various domains. Workday has a lot of domains besides HCM, which is the primary domain. Besides HCM, they also have a payroll domain. They also have benefits. They also have uh, compensation, reporting, security, and there are many more. Okay, so based on your experience, based on your interest, you can pick and choose the domain you want to gain your mastery over. However, you should always start with HCM, which is the foundation model. So HCM, this course is going to help you with that. This is a completely hands-on course with a lot of activity, a lot of complex scenarios where you will be configuring the system. You will understand in-depth configuration. You will develop a lot of critical business scenario configurations, which you can talk about in your interviews. So it's an excellent course to build your foundation. Okay. So if you have any kind of ERP experience, any kind of HR, HCM concept before, okay, it is definitely going to be an advantage. However, if you do not have that, okay, if you do not have uh, any kind of HR or HCM background, then it is not a deterrent. Okay? It is still going to be, you're still going to benefit out of this course. The reason being, I will be training everything, I'll be teaching you everything right from scratch. So right from zero right from basics. I'll be starting this training and this training. So even if you do not have that kind of background, you don't really need to fret over it. You can still manage and you can still do well. So the only thing is that if you do not have any background in HR, MS, or any ERP system, then you should be doing a bit of more research, of which I will guide you. There are some basic terminologies that you should be aware of, which I will help you in the course. But if you have that kind of background, a little bit of HR, HCM knowledge, then that will definitely be an advantage. Right? Okay. So this training is going to help you in with a lot of information. We'll talk about it. Okay. So basically, this is a core training on the Workday HCM, where you will learn about Workday HCM core concepts. So you learn about what is the foundation model, what is a supervisory organization, what is a staffing model, what is Workday security, how is Workday security is configured, how Workday manages to secure the information. You will learn about Workday's reporting capabilities. You will learn about how to configure Workday reports. You'll learn about how to extract existing reports. So Workday, so for those who are completely new, so Workday has an excellent reporting capability. They have something called as Workday delivered reports, also known as Workday standard reports. Okay, so that provides excellent reporting capabilities which caters to your reporting needs. So majority of the time, whenever your need to work on reports, you will find that the reports are already existing in the system. Workday already delivers those reports. Okay. So you learn about this reporting, you learn about how to configure the user profile or the access, you configure how to configure the org structure, how to configure the comp and benefits. Okay. Uh, you learn about the integration basics. So all these are covered in this particular training. So the way this training has been divided, the way this training has been have been structured. So basically, in the live class, which is this which is a trainer led class, which where I will be the trainer. The way we will approach this training is we will be there will be slides, there will be presentation slides which you will always have access to. We will be picking up a particular concept from a particular slide, and I'll explain the concept to you, and then I'll show you a live demo about that particular concept in that tenant. So tenant is basically the application. The Workday application is known as a tenant. It's an instance of the application that we call tenant. So as part of your training subscription at ZaranTech, you'll also be given access to a particular tenant. You will have your own independent tenant where you will be practicing your configurations. Okay. So the way we will go, the way we will approach this training is I'll be picking a particular concept. I'll explain to you the basics, and then I'll show you in the tenant the live demo, live configuration, and then I'll hand over the system to you, expect you to do the same configuration. And obviously, if you get stuck, if you need help, I will be there to guide you. Besides that, we will be having lab activities, exercise, lab activity documents within your LMS portal. You will have ample practice opportunities. You will also have projects within the LMS portal. There are projects which have been designed for your practice. So there's and those are all industry or all industry projects or real-time projects that can help you build your expertise. Okay. So, as I said, you will be getting access to your practice tenant. You will be given access to an independent tenant that you will have a independent dedicated tenant which is available for you with you for 24/7, so that you can utilize the training and tenant and you can do enough practice. So that is a huge advantage that ZaranTech provides you. So this training will help you to develop your core workday skills, okay, which you can leverage and later build upon it. Once you get started with the training, once you complete the workday HCM, and once you gain a bit of experience in the industry, you can then start aiming for high level positions or the senior positions like the workday architect and all that. Okay. This training is also a starting point to help you pursue your certification. If anyone is interested to pursue a Workday certification, this training is also going to help you over there. Yeah. So, what this training will help you, once you complete this training, this will help you to design and implement Workday HCM solutions. It will help you to build upon it. Like once you have done with HCM, you can pick up another module because HCM gives you that solid foundation where on top of which you can build. If you want to pick up another module if you of your interest, you're most welcome to do that. So, for example, once you're done with the Workday HCM, your interest lies in payroll domain, or interest lies in benefits, or compensation, security, or reports. So you just pick another module of your choice, and you gain your mastery over there. You can go through training, so that also you can do, or you can choose to remain as in HCM as an HCM consultant, where you will be implementing Workday HCM. Okay, so it will help you to, this training will make you capable enough, it will make you skilled enough to design and implement Workday HCM solutions. You'll be able to manage employee data and organizational hierarchies. You would be able to troubleshoot and support a Workday implementation projects. So you will be eligible to apply for any Workday HCM roles. Okay. Uh, Before we go to certification, I want to give you a quick walkthrough about the LMS portals, the LMS portal that you will get access to, and also about the Workday tenant that you will be given access to. So allow me a minute to log into the portal and the LMS. All right, I'm sharing my screen, guys. So this is your Workday tenant. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Just give me a thumbs up, any one of you. Can you see the screen, guys?
Yes.
Perfect. So, guys, this is your Workday tenant. This is how your tenant looks like. You will be given access to your own independent tenant where you can do your all your configuration practice. Okay. So, this bell icon that you see here, this is notifications tab where you can generate notifications. You can also configure the notification. Notifications are basically information that's going to be sent to certain category of people. So, if you see there's a notification here. Yeah, so there are different types of notifications. All these notifications, there are two types of notifications. One is system generated, the other one is configurable. So you will be learning both about it. Then we have the My Tasks here. This My Tasks segment generally any action that needs to be taken by a particular person, so that it's coming over here. So, for example, as a manager, if you need to approve or decline somebody's leave request, no, you can do that here. Okay, so all that tasks are also configurable and they also done through work the business processes. You will learn about that. Then you have the profile icon here. Okay, so you learn about the different options. What are the different options? What is this workbench? What are the favorites? What is drive reports? All this you will learn. Then you will learn about this view profile. So we are going to when I go into the profile. So let me just show you this. So this is the employee details. So you will be configuring everything. So what you see here, this employee ID, supervisor location. Okay, these are the employee details. This is completely configurable and you will be doing all these configurations. Once you complete your configuration, you will also see your employees getting all these details reflected. Okay, so besides that, you will also learn about workday compensation. So if I take you to the comp tab here, so if you see here, this is the compensation details for this person, Heather Jennings, right? So these are the compensation package. Of everything that you see in here is configurable, and you will be doing your end-to-end configuration. By the time we complete your your comp module, which is as part of the Workday HCM course, you will be able to configure this kind of plan, salary plan, and you will be able to assign this kind of compensation to a particular worker. So that will give you a solid knowledge about a very good knowledge about Workday compensation process. And here you will be doing end to end, right from configuring the compensation plans, this allowances, and assigning it to the worker. So that's an end to end process that you will learn. Yeah, besides that, at any point in time you want to go back to the home page, you can click in here, you're back into the home page. This is your intuitive search. This search you can utilize to configure a lot of things. So, for example, you want to create a particular supervisory org. Okay, what is a supervisory org is something you will learn later during our course. But you want to create a supervisory org, you can use a task called create sup org here and you can create a supervisor org. Similarly, if you want to configure a job profile, you can use the task called create job profile. Okay, then you can configure a job profile. Okay, so job profile, like for example, data analyst, business analyst, these are all examples of job profiles. So you can use this task here. So similarly, if you want to look explore reports, I told you earlier, right, that Workday has excellent reporting capabilities. They have provided with a lot of delivered reports. Those are known as Workday standard reports. We have a task for that called Workday standard reports. Yeah, Workday standard report. So if you type this here, this will gives you options or reporting categories. Okay, you can select any category. Say for example, I want to look for comp reports. Okay, so I've type comp here. I'll pick compensation and I'll click OK. Now, these are all delivered reports. These are all Workday delivered reports. Similarly, if I want to go and pick up a report in staffing, okay, the staffing category, okay, I can click on staffing reports. If you want to check the whole list of categories, you can click on this little hamburger menu here. It gives you the complete list of all the different categories for which reports are available in Workday. So, for example, I want to pick up a staffing report. I can click OK here, and the system picks up all the staffing related reports. And these are all Workday delivered reports which are already available in the system for you because Workday has already delivered them for you. In case if you want to customize any of these reports, you can copy this report and you can run this report and you can make it a custom report. Okay. So this is just a brief introduction about your tenant and the capabilities. There's a lot more that you will learn as part of this training. Okay. Besides this, there is an LMS portal. I hope you're able to see my screen. This LMS, this is your LMS portal. This is where you will be given all your accesses, all your documentation or your learning materials, your lab activities, everything is, or your training videos, everything is available in here. So this portal, you will be given access for one year. From the time you subscribe for the training access is available for 1 year. Through this, you can also access your Workday tenant. Okay. Now, if I show you, if you click on the more here, okay. On the right hand side, you have all the details. So you have your meeting links for everyday meetings, everyday training sessions. In the meantime, let me take the question. Somebody had a question. Please go ahead and ask your questions, guys.
So I have a question. I mean, I do have experience with Workday, having done the implementation and everything. And I'm more familiar with the HCM Workday HCM. But when it comes to like the modules or whatnot, I'm more familiar with, I would say, uh, in a sense, I'm familiar with all the modules, but mostly I work with payroll, HR, and benefits, um, and off and on time and attendance. But what I wanted to ask is, there has been a bit of a gap in my experience because of the way the market is here in Canada. So for me to get into like the implementation roles, half of the times uh, they mention that they want certification, but I have enough experience coming from PeopleSoft background. So how do I kind of position myself to get into this role is my main concern. And if need be, I can also take this course was my other uh, uh, question.
All right. Let me answer this. So certification is always going to be on demand, right? So you pick up any technology for that matter. It's not just about Workday. You pick up any good technology in the market right now. A certified guy will always have an advantage. Okay. Now, that's one of the reasons why this training will lead you to a proper Workday, a genuine Workday certification, because they have a tie. ZaranTech have a tie-up with a staffing partner company, which is going to help you to secure your Workday certification. Workday certification can be done, can be secured. Obviously, you have to complete the trainings, pay the fees, and pass the exams, and all that. All that part will be explained in a moment once Avi is able to join. He is the one who's going to talk a lot more about the certification process in a few minutes from now. Uh, Now, coming back to your question again, in my opinion, a certification is even though it helps, it definitely is an advantage, but it is not mandatory. Okay. The reason I say so is because there are a lot of organizations who are looking for the Workday talent right now. Workday is relatively a new technology, to be honest, in a market, right? Even though it's been around for some time now, but it's still relatively new. It's not like an SAP or an Oracle or a PeopleSoft, which have been around for ages, and obviously there are enough consultants available in the market. For SAP, you pick up any module, you will definitely find consultants, or same with Oracle or same with PeopleSoft. But that's not the case with Workday. Workday is a relatively new technology in the market with the newer modules coming in very late. For example, payroll. They initially started.
So my situation is is a bit a bit strange in a sense that um, like I said, like most of my experience is coming from PeopleSoft, and I've done two full end-to-end implementation for Workday. But the challenge I'm facing is, uh, of course, the market, the job market, and the fact that some places, like even though I'm mentioning that I have a senior, like I have a bit of a seniority in terms of like the implementation projects, like where I'm looking for like a project manager role as as a Workday implementation lead type of sort of roles. Um, but still, I find quite a lot of challenges. I don't know exactly if it is to do with my resume, the way that it's positioned, because it's heavily IT driven and not necessarily like, module or like strictly with Workday driven, because at one point it was Workday driven, but I noticed like a lot of them were positioning me thinking that I'm more technical, which is another challenge that I face. So yeah, that's been a bit of my challenges, where I'm more of a functional consultant, but um, having worked with developers and technical team, I've learned myself in that space, um, more hands-on. But the challenge is, how do I position myself with that gap now? You know, that's where I'm struggling.
Okay. All right. So, in your situation, you probably are looking for. So you already aware of Workday HCM and other modules. So that's not the issue. The issue is how you position yourself in the market, right? That is the.
Yes, but at the same time, I do not have the certification of Workday, but with my experience of, like I said, my two Workday end-to-end implementations, um, I, I s- I do have a good knowledge of the HCM platform, but I don't have the certification. But if I need to get that certification, like you said, that it will only benefit me, I'm willing to go and take that if it's going to help me get into the market again. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, if you're looking for that kind of roles, if you're looking for an implementation consultant role or individual contributor role, then the certification is always going to help you. But that's not what you're looking for. You just said, right? You said you're probably looking for some kind of PM role or lead role, right? Let me, we can have a
Sure,
conversation towards the end.
no
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next question, please.
So will be there any assignments in the HCM training course? And if you are
Yes.
yeah, and if you are having any assignments while doing those, any doubts while doing the assignments, whom we can reach, and
Perfect. Good
either.
question. Yeah, great question. Let me answer that. Okay. So everyday session, I will be taking you through the concepts, and I'll be giving you a demo on the tenant, and then I'll hand over the system to you to complete those configurations, whichever I teach you on the class. Okay. Now, certain configurations you will be doing on the class while I am observing, and certain configurations you'll be doing at home. Okay. The ones you will be doing at home, you can check with me if you get stuck before the start of the next session. Okay. So every day, I will be keeping certain time aside. After the session gets over, I'll keep 10-15 minutes aside just for in case somebody has any doubts or any questions. I'll help you and guide you through that. Does that
Okay,
answer your
so
question? Yeah.
yeah, so but here I don't want to take the tenant access because I already have the sandbox access in my current organization. So it's not worth of my money if I'm taking the tenant access here. So
Hi,
I just want, yeah.
sorry, Abhi. Some technical issues was there,
Hmm.
so I just joined from my system. Okay, just want to give you a quick answer on that. See, we provide training with 2 months of tenant access included in the package. Okay, So
Okay.
if in case you do not have the tenant, you don't want to take it, we can have a discussion on that. Okay, we can cut down the tenant cost and we can give it to you. But since tenant is an important part, most of the 80% of the training is on tenant only. So that's why we give it 2 months of tenant along with the training period.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm already using the Workday.
That we can discuss, with your sales team member when they will be connecting you after the session. You can discuss with them. That's how it is.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Since sorry, I was sharing the certification part. Okay. Can I share my screen?
Yes, Avi, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Since I think I has already explained you that ZaranTech is the only company right now, okay, who can help you, who can basically open the door for you if somebody without having any work experience in Workday, fresher or new to Workday, after the training completion, if you want to go for certification, we can help you out. Okay. No other company globally has this option because we are associated with 2 of the Workday partner company where, if somebody wants to go for certification, we can introduce you to the partner company once you complete the training with us. Okay. So you have to understand, after you complete this training, right? Okay. For HCM, there are mainly 2 certifications are there. One is the Workday Pro HCM Core Services certification and one is the Pro Reporting. Okay, HCM reporting is there. Okay, but mostly people who are new, okay, they always go for the Workday Pro HCM Core Services certificate. This is the entry level. You have to understand. This is the first step. If in case you want to get certified in Workday. Okay, so the process is same. Normally, if you go to Workday and the training, what you are paying here $699, Workday charges you $3,200. Which is like a 4 days training will be there. Okay, same training we are giving it to you at $699. Certification cost charges $800, which will give you 1 unit, 1 credit. That is a kind of exam voucher, what we call it as. Okay, so 1 credit means 1 attempt. Okay, which is the exam voucher which will cost you $800. Okay, so apart from that, there are some costs involved. If in case, if somebody wants to go for the certification, when we introduce you to the partner company, they charge you some operational cost are there. They'll be creating your partner center, right? The community center, the learning center, they'll be giving you the access, right? So those things will be there. And the pattern is same. Okay. Staffing setup will be 25%, organization 20%, business process will be 25, reporting 5%, and security 25%. Okay. And we are the only company, okay, who has developed a platform called as Workday Practice Test Platform. Okay. So this platform has been built in a similar way how the actual proctored exam happens. Okay. So normally in $800, okay, you are going to give the attempt only one time. If you fail, there is no reattempt option or something like that. Okay. So before that, we have prepared a platform which is called a certification practices platform, and we can give you 3 attempts. The platform has been built in a similar way, where 50 questions will be there, 2 hours certification exams you'll be giving, proctored exam, you have to switch on your camera. So people can practice, and most of the people who has taken this platform, 87% of the people has cleared the certification in the first attempt itself. There are some LinkedIn posts which you can see. If everybody is able to access this cohort, you can see all the links are updated here. I can show you some of the, students who has already cleared the certification with us. You can see this post here. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Guys, if you can,
Yes,
thank you.
yes.
Okay. So you can see one of the student, Bhavyashri. Okay. If you go here, there are a lot of students as you can see here. Okay. They have given the feedback. This is one
I
of the
follow you
posts.
guys on
Ha,
YouTube.
yes, so
So
you guys have already seen that, right? So that's how it is. Okay, there are a lot of people you can see here. You can click on the links and see their post. Okay, and I'm the person, I manage the all the training batches here, and I'm the person, like, once you're done with your training, The sales team will introduce you to me, and I'll be introducing you to the partner company. On form will be filled, with all the details of your education, name of the current company, if you're already associated with Workday partner company or not. Okay. Then we will be introducing you to the partner company, and they will be taking it further from them. They will be sending an agreement. You can review the agreement. Once it is done, they'll be sending you the amount details and all. You transfer, and they'll be setting up your community and the learning center. And when you're ready, you have to schedule your exam in the learning center. That's how it works. Okay. Any questions anybody is having regarding the certification, regarding the training, LMS? If you can go ahead and ask. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hi. I have a question. So, I've always been on the front part of Workday. Like, I have experience as an HR analyst managing
Mm-hmm.
like transactions from the hire to the retirement stage. But
Mm-hmm.
now I want to get experience in the back end part, like implementation, configuration, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
know there's a lot of job opportunities that come up, but like I don't have that experience. So, my question is, I don't have any technical background.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think still I'll be able to, learn and grasp the concepts around configuration, implementation, any kind of new integrations that are there?
See,
Like,
I will tell you one thing. See, I mean, Workday's Workday is a similar kind of ERP platform, like SAP, Oracle Fusion, PeopleSoft. A lot of platforms are there, and every platform has a technical and functional both. Okay, you have to understand if you are starting your career in any kind of new ERP platform, right? Okay, you have to start from the beginning. Okay, after that, if you want to switch your profile, to the technical side, like for technical people goes for integration reporting, advanced reporting, Studio, Prism, lot of modules are there. Okay, and if in case you want to go to the functional side, people coming from a similar kind of HR domain, right? They goes for benefits, recruiting, advanced comp, lot of payrolls are there. Okay, finance is there. Okay, so you have a lot of verticals where you can get into after learning Workday HCM. But Workday HCM is a core module,
mm,
core concept. You have to understand that.
okay, okay,
Okay, so
okay.
that's how the things work.
So I have a question
Mm-hmm.
related to the similar question to what she had.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked about the technical part, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I have a challenge also because, like I said, I'm a functional consultant and I have experience in all those different modules that you just mentioned. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But my challenge is the technical side. And every time I'm going into the interview, um, like I understand, like, if it is a functional consultant role, you could be positioned into any type of different roles. Like even if they say, for example, like they have a opening for an analyst, right? But they see that okay, you have a more potential in some other position that they might have an opening for. Half of the time, the reason why they are not even entertaining you or they're not even looking at your profile is all because of the technical side of things, which I don't understand. Even after mentioning to them that you're more of a functional consultant, I don't know why they're coming back with those technical questions
See, it
in the
depends on
interview.
clients to clients requirement also. I mean, if the job openings are there in terms of the technical requirement, yes, there are people who takes have knowledge of integration, which is a pure technical.
No,
Okay.
I do as well. I do have the integration knowledge
Mm-hmm.
as well. I do have the configuration knowledge as well. My
Mm-hmm.
question comes to the point where I'm not coming from a like I'm not coming from a computer background, right? Like I'm coming from a non-computer or non-IT background, and I stayed in IT for a good, amount of years, and I've survived. But now with all these different certifications and everything else, and all the different certifications that are out there, half of the time, like, it's hard to kind of justify based off of the functional and technical and, all these different nitty gritty details that they ask you in the interview. But when you actually go on the job, it's half of it is like,
Yeah. So
Right.
basically, what I understand, and correct me from what I understand, your concern is primarily about not being able to crack interviews. Is that the primary concern here? And correct
Well,
if
it's not necessarily crack the interview. Like I cracked the interview easily. The challenge is the job description that is being provided versus what is being said in the interview and what is being portrayed after the fact. Like you end up going into the, like, if you end up even cracking the interview, you end up finding out after the fact that you were not really the right candidate for this role because you're either too much senior or you're too mid, and they're looking for somebody junior, you know?
Mhm.
Like
So that's a
they're basically looking for a developer, but all of a sudden, they're good with you, but they're not giving you the whole picture of what they want after being said what they have been said in the interview. So it becomes a little bit of like that situation of, what are you dealing with? Like, how do you go about helping them if they're not even openly telling you what they want you to help them with? You know what I mean?
I understand, but these are situation based. So there was something, it's not like every organization is doing that. Maybe one or two organizations probably doing that there's no sync in between the hiring manager and the recruiter and the business unit. So if there's there will be some situations like this, especially in a new organizations or startups or organizations where spin-off is happening or organizations where Workday is getting implemented newly. In those kind of environments, you can see those kind of mess or this kind of non-alignment with the role and the expectation. So those will be case to case basis, but I don't
Right,
know if that is the case in everywhere, right? It shouldn't be a case
right,
everywhere. Maybe in some certain organization it is there, and that is something that you and I can't help, because you will
right.
only know what is shown to you, what is pictured to you during interview. How would you know the
Yeah,
inside stuff unless until you are inside the organization, right? So
yeah,
those situations
yeah,
are you have to manage those case to case basis.
The
yeah. So,
point
like,
is
for
you have
example,
to
this.
start somewhere at least because
No, no,
see.
no. I get that. I
Mhm.
get that. But what I'm saying is like the lady she just asked about like the technical side, right? And the configuration side, right? So, for example, like if you're good with functional, if you're good with configuration, if you're good with integration, where do you draw the line between the technical expertise and the functional expertise, where they are coming in and asking you all these different questions in the interview, but when you're actually going in and doing the work, you're not getting the whole picture of uh, what you're doing because you're only doing the configuration side of things, or you're only doing, the leading part of things, like how she said that she's the face of the business, right? But she's not necessarily like hands on. So things of that nature, you know?
Can I, can I say something? Hi, I'm Nye. So to answer your question overall, it's a risk, right? By whether the organization and what they're doing is suitable for you. Whenever you get a job description, read within the job description and see, does this align with my skill set? Is this something that I can perform? And if you find yourself in the middle of an interview and they're telling you something that's different from the job description, or they're telling you something that you know that you are not capable of doing, the best way I would say to handle is answer the question to your best of ability. Get in. If you do get in, learn what you can learn. And if it's not for you, at the end of the day, you have a choice whether to stay or not. But overall, it's a risk. It's something that the organization cannot control. You cannot control. The only thing that you have control of is whether you want to stay in with this organization that does not align with your skill set. And I'm speaking from experience. I've been in Workday on and off, right? I'm great, but I'm not that great, but I'm great with interviews. So what I've realized over the time, the people who are interviewing, they themselves do not know the system. So you
Yes,
all have
yes,
an
and that even I have noticed that half of the time they don't know what they're talking about in the interview, and when you're trying to give them the explanation, and I've cracked the interview. 45 minutes I'm on the interview, and like I know exactly where the disconnect is, and half of the time it's the technical and the functional breakdown where I end up asking them how much of it is functional and how much of it is technical, and they are not able to give that breakdown.
Right. So that's how you have to realize, okay, this organization clearly don't know where they're from. They're clearly either just getting onto the system. So in this way, you sometimes have an upper hand, right? You can say, okay, since they don't know, I will learn with them, or I can give what I can give. But don't feel frustrated. It's all of it. It's a learning experience. You don't know until you get in. There's times where you get a position and it's not. It's like dating. You have to treat it like dating, right? You start dating someone, you like them, and you realize, oh wait, his picture and his words and his actions are not matching up. So you have to decide: do I stay in this or do I not? But everything else is beyond your control, and the only thing you can control is whether you want to stay in it, whether you want to work with them. And I always tell people, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm just saying, like, we cannot be 100%, true to the job description. There is like that 80-20 rule, like where 80% of the time your profile might be the right fit, but then they are still looking at that 100% that you have to, like, the keywords need to be there, everything needs to be there, and everything of that nature. And it's like, like half of the time I'm really struggling to understand what do they really want, because it's not clear between the job description and the interview, and then you're actually, when you learn in that 2 weeks time frame that you're going on the job. Because I literally was on a job recently where they just bring you on, and then they realize that no, they don't need you eventually. So what happened between
It's
you
okay.
doing that interview and bringing
You
you
just
on
have to
board? So
move on. It's one of those things you just have to move on. Like I said, it's not in anybody's control, right? It's going to work out and it's not. And what you have to learn is, okay, next, let me move on. Focus on more about learning it. If you notice that's their focus on the terminology, learn some of the terminology, narrow it down, and do the best of your ability. But as far as the class that we're taking now, I think they're going to teach us to the best of our ability, and then you got to continue the education. And with the interview, you do your best, you give it your best, and keep going. Okay, it's how corporate world. It's how technology is. They're going to want you one day, and they're not going to want you the next day. Don't take it personal.
Yeah, definitely.
And moreover, see the training, what we are delivering, right? It's a kind of career oriented. Even the staffing company, which I was talking about, right? The partner company, they are one of the biggest staffing company in US. Okay. So, once you get certified from them, if in case they have a lot of requirements, as per your profile, they will only market yourself. We are getting a lot of requirements. Whether you talk about India, Canada, and US, okay, we are getting a lot of requirements. Even though we are not into direct staffing, but we are getting a lot of approach from the consulting firms where they are looking out for profiles. If somebody, but most of the time they will be asking you whether you're certified or not. Because certification helps you in a better way, even though if you do not have work experience. The knowledge, that matters the most. That's how it is.
Yeah, but I guess COVID has really, killed my
I mean, right now things are far
independent
better. Yes,
consulting,
I understand.
because I used to do a lot of it in US and Canada, and with US, the way that they have changed everything, it's affected.
So, guys, any questions before we conclude session? Any questions? Anybody?
Yeah. So you're talking about this technical and functional roles. I'm confused between these things. Like, what is the major difference between technical and functional, and how it will be?
I will take that. So guys, just to give you some clarity in between technical and functional roles. So there are functional modules and technical modules. Okay. Now, when I say functional modules, Workday HCM, Workday Payroll, Workday time and attend time tracking, Workday absence, Workday benefits, compensation, they all come under functional module. Okay, why they are called functional module is because here you are only configuring the system with the existing functionalities based on the client's requirements. So everything is already there. You're just configuring it based on the requirement. For example, a supervised organization, you are configuring it. For example, a job profile, you're configuring a job profile. So you're not building a system. You're not writing a code to build a system. It's a no-code platform. In the functional modules, you do not need to write any code. Okay, somebody previously had a question like, so they were coming from a non-technical or a non-computer science background. So that is not a concern at all in Workday in functional modules, because here it is all about learning how to configure a particular module, and that's what you will learn here. When it comes to technical modules, like for example, Workday Studio integrations or Workday Extend, in those kind of technical modules, you may have to know a basic coding, because that's where you have to develop something from scratch. So that is a major difference. I hope that helps, right?
Thank you so much, Ryan. So that means implementation and these things will integration and these things will comes under technical rules, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Just one question. So, do you have any other courses to cover the functional side of Workday, Workday Extend, Workday Studio, Workday Integration? Like, see,
There are
I'm currently
different
working on
trainings.
the HR domain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saravanan, let me answer that. Okay, so let me share my screen. 1 second. Just a quick second, please. I hope my screen is visible. This platform,
Yeah.
okay, it is called as ZaranTech.teachable.com. Okay, if you type here Workday, okay, see, we provide a lot of trainings in Workday, almost like more than most of the trainings we know, which comes under the Workday platform, right? We cover everything. Okay, you just go and type here. You'll get all the lists here. Workday absence, time off, Workday absence training, advanced comp, advanced studio, banking settlement, bank reconciliation. These are part of finance. Benefits, business assets, calculated fields, contract to cash. These are part of finance, financial. Because if I talk about Workday finance, right? Okay, it has almost like 10 to 12 certifications. Okay, procure to pay, contract to cash, R2R. Okay, so number BIL 15. Sorry.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So, and if in case you're coming from the HR side, right, you can, under HCM only, there are a lot of modules are there. Okay. You can see here, I mean, advanced comp is there, benefits are there, recruiting is there, a lot of modules are there. Okay. So, there's no ending. I mean, if in case you start your career in Workday, right? Okay. There is no stoppage. Okay. Number BIL 15. A lot. Guys, if you can just mute yourself, thank you. So you have a lot of options, a lot of pathway where you can start your career in Workday and you can go into a different segment, different platform itself. That's how it is.
Okay, thank you. And just one more question to add. So how AI going to impact on this?
Okay, so in terms of AI, guys, Workday is still working extensively in bringing up new AI capability. So in terms of impact, it is only going to help with the recommendations and work alongside with the consultant. If your question is whether AI is going to completely replace a Workday consultant, in my opinion, I don't see that happen. Because in Workday consulting, you have to do a lot of collaboration. You cannot, like, it's not like a transactional process. It's a lot of collaborative and consultative in nature, which means you will be talking to your clients, gathering the requirements, managing different stakeholders. So those things still AI cannot do. So I don't see that kind of impact. The impact that I see, what kind of impact I see in Workday, I see a lot of configuration support that is being available right now, which was previously not available.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, my question is, what are the kind of job title that we look for after we complete the certification? Because I want to start as a fresher. So what would you advise to look for when I search for a job?
You can, after this training is a very much hands-on training, which will make you capable enough to configure the HCM system. Okay. Now, along with it, if you go for the certification, now certification is completely your choice whether you want to go for it or not. It's up to you. Along with the training, if you go for certification, it will definitely give you a huge advantage in the market. In terms of looking for job opportunities, you can start applying for any HCM roles if you want to stick to HCM, or if you want to explore further modules, that also you can do as a fresher. I would recommend that you go for further module. Once you're done with HCM, pick up another module. It can be payroll or it can be time and attendance. These are some of the hot modules in the market right now in terms of demand. Especially US payroll is much in demand. Then Workday time and time tracking and Workday absence is also much in demand. So these are some of the modules that you can also pick, and you can apply for those roles as well.
Okay. So when you say HCM roles, what would be the title looking like? Like when I look in a job site, what should I search for?
You should search for Workday HCM consultant or Workday HCM product manager, Workday HCM support analyst, Workday HRAS analyst, this kind of roles.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, so to give you a little bit of background, so I don't have a technical experience or I don't have an workday experience, but like if I complete this course, how I will be presented in the market? Like, would I be starting as a fresher in workday, and what kind of experience I would be having taking this training? So, would you please help me with that?
Are you completely fresher, like no experience at all, like straight out of
No, I
college?
do have an experience. I work as a HR, but it's not related to, it's totally a functional experience, and it's not in workday.
Okay. So a lot of times what happens is a lot of our skills are known as transferable skills. Okay. What that basically means is we are already doing something, but that's those that can be transferred into another skill set. So if you're already working in HR, you already have an advantage because you are already aware of a lot of HR processes, right? For example, the hiring process or the recruiting process, right? You're already aware of it. Probably you are only doing it as a transaction. As a HR person, you're doing it as a transaction. If you're initiating a hire or you're initiating a recruiting process, but how this hiring happens at the back end, how this recruiting happens at the back end, is something that this course will teach you. Okay.
Okay.
So with for people like you, it's an advantage because you know the front end and now you would know the back end as well, right?
Okay.
So that's going to be a huge advantage for you.
Okay. So I also wanted to know, like, how is the market in US for the functional and for the technical? So which one should I be opting for? Like, if I'm going to apply for a HR related position?
The market in US and India is very good. Rest of the countries, I'm not sure. You need to check that yourself. Just check it on the any job posting. But I know for sure in India because I have a lot of friends and colleagues in these two countries, so I know that market is pretty good in these two countries. Rest of the countries, please check it for yourself. And in terms of regarding your question, like which module will have a much demand, that is again it depends upon your location, the location you're searching for.
I am from US, so I live in Eastern Coast.
Yeah, so you can check on the LinkedIn or any other job portal, see which domains have much opportunity, and then accordingly you can pick one. But overall, in functional module, besides HCM, time and absence, and payroll, these are some of the really hot skill sets to have.
Yes.
And
but
in
remember
technical,
one thing, see in India, payroll is not there. Okay. So US payroll is only selective countries, US, Canada, okay.
correct.
France is there, okay. UK is there. So limited countries only have the payroll option.
So is that covered in this training?
No,
Like,
that's a separate module. We have
Okay.
Workday US payroll. That's a totally separate module.
That's a big module. So
Yes.
this itself is a very big module, guys. This is these are 30 to 35 hours of approximately 30 to 35 hours of hands-on training. This HCM, right? Any other module you pick will accordingly have similar hours of training. So each module will have its own training length.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
Sorry, what is your question again?
Like, do we have only one definition, like business process definition in the whole system? Like only one, there will be a system, right? When it comes to when we are working. So in that system, do we have only one which is related to one company which we are working for? Do we have only one higher BP, or do we have only one higher termination BP definition, or do we have multiple?
Okay, so not sure what the context of your question is, but let me try to answer in the best possible manner. So, business processes are dependent on the functional area in Workday. Okay? In Workday, we have functional areas. For example, benefits is a functional area. There are benefits related business processes. Then we have functional area in HCM, in functional area in time, in the functional area in compensation. So every functional area will have its own business processes. Okay. Similarly, higher business process is a part of a staffing functional area. Okay. Similarly, termination is also a business process in a staffing functional area. Okay. So every functional area will have its own business processes, and the business processes can be customized as per your system requirement as well. And the business processes can also be copied and you can have your own customized business process for your own particular supervisory organization. Okay. If you do not choose that, you can continue to rely on a default definition. So that's a BP concept.
Yes, I have understand. Like one functional area having only one BP, like ChatGPT is confusing me. Like in this topic, like is one functional area is in only having one BP definition, or that one functional area having multiple?
Functional areas will have different business processes.
Okay.
Different, yes. It's dependent on it's dependent on what, like he said, the business process of the different organizations. So yeah.
So you cannot rely 100% on ChatGPT and these Gemini models for your Workday configuration related questions. The reason being they do not have access to Workday community. Okay. Workday community is the primary source of information, primary source of truth for Workday configurations related information. Workday is if you're aware, Workday makes releases every year, 2 releases, R1 and R2, in which they upgrade their system, they upgrade their configuration, they enhance the system. Okay. So for the latest updates, the latest enhancements, you should always rely on community. ChatGPT and these Gemini models, they can probably give you a high level picture, but you cannot really count on them when it comes to in-depth configuration and proper 100% configuration knowledge. I have tested this myself, where I've seen them the configuration and information that they're propping up are not 100% correct. They're probably correct to an extent. I wouldn't say that they are completely wrong. They are correct to a great extent. I would say 60-70% they are always correct, but nearly 30% they always go wrong.
Okay. And one more I have question. What is the logic to create annual compensation cycle? Like a review cycle will be there, right?
You mean merit plans?
No, it's annual comp review. Like it will include all. What is the logic about to create a whole package, or what is the logic to create every year the annual comp review?
So there are compensation tasks, different tasks available in the system. So you can create compensation package, you can create allowances, you can create plans. So there are different tasks available through which you can configure it.
Like I'm asking the logic why we need to create every year the annual comp review. So
you create it for your annual raise, right? Every year you have to give your employees a merit increase. Right, for that you need to create those comp plans accordingly. Generally, it is done through a merit plan. A merit plan is the one which you will configure and through which you will give a merit increase to your workers.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Is it my turn now?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes.
My background is in SharePoint development and integrating like Office 365 products with SharePoint and the Power Platform. So my LinkedIn profile, my network and LinkedIn, and like my resume are all focused on SharePoint roles. So I just got interested in moving to Workday HCM, but I don't have any HR backgrounds. So what would be like the best way to someone like me to transition, and like how I can start shifting my profile and resume to recruiters to like find me as a Workday role, like professional?
You can start with HCM because that is the foundation model. Once you are done with HCM, once you have learned HCM, you can then pick up any other module, or you can also go for certification, and then you can start floating your CV in the market. That is the best way I can suggest.
So is that easy? How to shift because my resume
No,
is
it's
like
not easy.
everywhere in the market right now because I'm looking for a job. So
Yeah, I understand.
So
It's
many
not.
recruiters have my resume, and also my LinkedIn is all about SharePoint. So how I can like shift that to Workday?
See, it's not like that. People are going to remember like, oh, you had previously at the SharePoint CV, now you're changing it. Nobody's going to remember. I don't think recruiters, even they look at hundreds of CVs, hundreds of CVs every day, the recruiters. So that I don't think that should be a concern. So in terms of whether easy or not, it is not easy. To be honest, it is not easy. You have to keep trying, keep learning, keep showcasing your projects. It's going to take time. So you have to give that time to yourself when you're searching for the job in the market. Even though it's a hot skill set right now, it'll help you a lot. Once you gain a few years of experience, it'll help you a lot of lot more offers. Once you've got but getting that foot in the door is initially is going to be a little challenging. And initially, people have done it. You can also do it. But once you have gained your foot in the door, and once you've gathered a few years of experience, then you will be really that hot skill you'll have that hot skill in the market, which employees are always looking for.
So like, do you recommend like to post my LinkedIn account or to create a new one and make it like
It doesn't
Workday
matter.
style?
Just if you are looking for a Workday role, you can just what do you call that? Just rebuild your LinkedIn profile. The same profile, you can just rebuild your experiences around Workday. There will be projects. This course also offers you some hands-on projects that you can use.
Okay, it sounds like scary because you have like so many connections on LinkedIn. All of them know you as a SharePoint developer, and shifting it to Workday right away can cause some conflict. That's what I'm thinking right now. I have a concern on that. I don't want to lie.
I would say what for me is creating a separate LinkedIn for Workday and a separate work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I want to hear their recommendation too.
You cannot have two separate profiles on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you have to post one, or you can delete that and create another one.
I've done it. It works for me. I started off as a PM. So what I did was I shortened my full name to, like, for example, my full name is Noani. I just named myself Nai. And all of my Workday resume, it's Nai. So me starting off as a PM, the last job on my resume was my PM role. And then everything else after that, it's Workday. So it's worked for me for the past 5, 6, 7 years. So I'm speaking from experience. I have a separate Workday LinkedIn and my PM one, 2 separate emails. So just try it, or if you think you're that scared, you just have to take risk. Okay. If they ask you how come you have a LinkedIn thing, I started off as a SharePoint, my organization did a switch, and I decided to migrate and take the opportunity. Simple.
Or what about not using LinkedIn? But most recruiters, they will ask you your LinkedIn profile. They want to check your LinkedIn profile.
So again, create a separate LinkedIn, shorten your name, and just create a separate one. I have a PM LinkedIn and I have a Workday LinkedIn. I drifted more towards Workday because I've been in Workday for the past 4 years. So if they ask me for the LinkedIn Workday profile, I send it to them.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a question. So let's say, like, if I'm interested in taking the payroll as well as a training, so like, would that be a separate certification or is that included?
Yes, that's a totally separate one.
Okay.
That's a US payroll certification what we have, and that's a separate training module of 47 hours.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah.
I just have one quick question. Is
Go ahead.
Workday involve coding? That's a silly question, but
Because I don't think so. This training requires any kind of coding
No,
language.
guys, it's a functional module. Functional modules do not need any coding experience. It's a no-code platform. You do not
good.
need to write a single piece of code in functional modules.
Thank you. That's what I want to hear. Thank you.
I have a question. So does Workday Learning requires going through HCM, the core module, or is that a direct way to learn?
See, depends on your background. Actually, I would say if you are new to Workday, definitely everyone should start with the Workday HCM first, because that's a core concept. In that, this training only you're going to learn the entire, what are the platforms, what are the future scope are there in Workday, everything in depth. That's how it is.
Okay, and then in case if we were to take Workday Learning as a separate concept, that's again something that you guys provide in
Workday Learning. You're talking about the training
Workday
module of
Learning.
Workday Learning. Yes, we do have. That's a
Correct.
separate training module. Okay. See, we provide all the training modules in Workday. Some of the modules which we have regularly live batches, kind of integration, studio, payroll, finance. Okay. These are regular batches, always we conduct. HCM is our bread and butter. Like every month we'll be having two batches. It's like that. Okay. But not all the courses you can have regular live batches, because this training includes GMS tenant. Okay, there are some of the training modules are there where we will be requiring implementation tenants, and that is not available everywhere. Some of the training modules are there where you'll not get the tenant outside also, like adaptive planning, extend. These are the tenants which you'll not get anywhere. Okay, only if you're working in a project, then only will getting the tenant. So Workday is a huge platform. Okay, so different verticals has different scope and opportunities, I would say.
So all your remaining modules are, I mean, when somebody
we have
purchases that,
we have the
it's now
self-paced
including
we
for
have the
entire.
self-paced training of Workday Learning, which is there in the Teachable platform. I showed the platform ZaranTech.teachable.com. So we have the self-paced video of Workday Learning.
So your one module is $299, but if you buy it as a bundle, it includes all the Workday.
Yeah, bundle is there. Okay, we can discuss that offline. Workday Gold bundle is there, so that's how it is. But this training is totally on the HCM live batch.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Got it. One question more. What do you call implementer training access? Like, what is it?
Implementation tenants are some of the training modules which is an advanced level, kind of Prism, Financial Accounting Center, okay, grant management. These are highly advanced modules where you require implementation tenant. GMS.
Do you call them as plugins?
Sorry?
Do you call them as plugins, like the Workday plugins?
See, system access, server access in SAP, right? So Workday, we call it as a tenant.
What was the question?
So my question is, I mean, what do you call implementer access? That is one. And your Prism analytics and all of these, are these Workday plugins that you're talking about?
The implementation tenant. Your first question is regarding what you call the tenant. Is that the question?
The implementation access, your implementer access is what a lot of the documents are talking about. That this is not an implementer access training. So what is it all about?
Okay, so implementer access basically is what. So implementer is a certification. There are two types of certification available. One is a pro, which is a customer sponsored, and there is an implementer certification, which is generally useful for implementation roles. So when you go for implementation certification, you get an implementer tenant access, which also gives you some other privileges, like for example, iLoads, data loads, those kind of access you also get. So there's some additional access you get as part of your implementer tenant access. Otherwise, it is the same tenant. Besides that, everything else is the same. And what was the other question?
So in that case, the HCM module training that we are doing, that does not include the implementer access, right?
No, this training will give you the tenant access. Okay, the regular tenant. Okay, the tenant is the same whether you are doing the implementer role or whether doing consultant. But implementer, if you are an implementer, then it just gives you an additional ability for the iLoads and the data loads, which you do not get as an as part of this training, which that you do not get.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As you mentioned, this implementation access is given when you go for the implementation training. So when you do this implementation training, is it advantageous to do this training to get higher roles? How does this work?
Okay, so this training will make you capable of any kind of Workday HCM roles, be it a support or be it a core configuration and implementation. Okay.
I have 3 years of experience in non-IT role. Here my designation is process associate. Can I use this experience to apply for jobs at Workday?
See, you have to start with Workday HCM only. So you're new to Workday. So you have to start with this module only. Okay.
I understand what you said. I have 3 years experience now. If I go to interviews, I can tell them that I worked in Workday HCM like that because here my designation is process associate.
See, you have to understand once you take this training, right? Okay. After, whatever knowledge you have gained, the real-time experience you'll be practicing. Okay. You have to start at an entry level only. Okay. So you'll be fresher. You'll be totally new to this domain. Think in that way.
Okay.
Yes.
So I should tell them that I work in a different.
Yes. See, everybody start from one entry level beginning only, right? Everybody has to start out from one stage. That's how it is.
And my second doubt is I have around 10 hours of shift in a day. So I can put around 2 to 3 hours only in a day. So is these 2 months of Tenant access is enough to learn everything that you taught in class?
You are getting 24/7 access. It's up to you when you want to practice. You have to give 1.5 hours, the 4 days in a week for this training. And, sometimes offline timing, you should practice every day. I would suggest if you give another 2 hours every day to practice on the assignments, that's enough for you. And over the weekends, if you can give some time. Because at the end of the day, it's education, right? So you have to understand. You have to practice a lot of.
Easy is only morning shift because I have my office time from 6
if you're from India, yes, for you, it will be in the morning time only. That's how it is.
There is no evening shift or night shift?
No, as of now, we do not have any other timings. This is a weekday. For the US people, it is in the evening, 8:30 p.m. CST, and for morning, it will be 7 a.m. IST for India.
So I can't join morning. So I have to.
That we can discuss with the sales team after the session. Okay, that's how it is. Anybody has any questions regarding the session, or else we can.
I have few questions. Yeah, one last question. So when this course will start?
It is starting from coming Tuesday, next week.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, it will be Tuesday for the US people and Wednesday morning for the Indian people.
Okay, got it.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.